You said you wanted to treat it like a playoff mentality. Did the team answer that challenge?
Yeah, I liked what they did. But it's not just one game, right? Like I said, 5 games. I really like what we did yesterday. Great start, great focus. All the things I touched on yesterday. We didn't have any passengers. Like I look at every guy, even looking back to the video, we had a couple mistakes here or there. We could have got a little bit more dangerous here or there. But I thought it was pretty, like they were prepared and focused and played within the game plan. No passengers, no big lapses in the game. So I'm happy, and we got the result. It's not. It's one thing to play well. Like I felt like we played well in some games recently, and then not got the result. But we need the results.
How do you replicate that for the next couple? Like you said, the next 5 games.
Consistency. My approach will be the same. Hopefully theirs is the same, and then you got to go and still got to go play and execute the same way. So, and the other team's always going to have something to say about it, but that's how you do it. Consistency with your approach and your preparation, and making sure you're staying focused, shift to shift, period to period, and so on.
Trade, I asked Rod about Jack Drury. He's
Yeah.
just like why do coaches love him so much? And he said, "You'll see. You've had him for like a week now.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Like, do you get why all of his
Yeah.
coaches will love him?"
Yep. Hard because he's like, dependable, trustworthy, hardworking. When you start checking all those like character traits, it's like consistent. That's his reputation. That's MO he's built over his time in the league, even prior to his time in the league, and he delivers on that, and that's why coaches like him. You know exactly how to deploy him.
I was going to say, because you said that he hasn't needed to ask for a lot of questions to get into the system, so pretty easy, smooth flow right in.
Intelligent hockey player, both sides of it. Yeah. No complaints. Well, I think, listen, I'm going to say this. I said it all along. The Kelly, Kiviranta, and OC line has been our most consistent line all year, right? And then you got McKinnon's line carrying the load on lots of nights, and the Kelly line. We had a line of kids in there that was just surviving and doing the best they can, and the other line was a little bit inconsistent, right? So if we can get the type of consistency we're getting out of the Kelly, Kiviranta, and OC line, out of Drury, Colton, and Wood, with their ability to like keep teams on their toes with their forechecking, if they're solid defensively and they're going to chip in a little bit offensively, adds a whole nother line, right? And then Middlestead, the way they played in 2 of the last 4 or 5 games has been really good. If we can get that line going, now we're a 4-line team. Those lines, they're going to compete for ice time. Like I took ice time away from Kelly, Kiviranta, and OC when the trade was made to see what we got, and now they're back up because they just consistently play the right way and do what they're supposed to do. I'm not taking their ice time because people think they're our 4th line. Like that's going to be, if you're playing, you're getting the ice. If you're not, you won't, and might go game to game. Like last night, the Middlestead line was down, but it was one of their best games. I'll pick them up, and we'll see how they do. If they can't handle it, and I got to look at who can check and still produce offense, and how many lines can we get going at the same time.
So that's
Miles would missed almost 2 months of hockey.
Yeah.
And in his absence, players like Kiviranta and Kelly stepped up on PK. What are you looking to see Miles would do in his?
Well, I think he's playing great. Are you talking just specifically for PK?
And outside of it, like probably maybe turning the attention to 5v5 production.
Yeah, like I just think if he's gonna play exactly the way he's been playing, like his last 2 games were outstanding. Like if you watch their game in the Islanders, it's the same for that line, the same expectations I have for the other line. Okay, so like you got to be rock solid in your checking. There's got to be a physicality and a relentlessness and resiliency to your game, and then you got to go to the net hard. Like you got to be hard to play. It's like that's bottom 6. That if I'm picking an identity, that's what I want. All those guys are built on the same sort of mold for me. the elevation of the game of like Kiviranta and OC just like pushes, like that just brings those two lines closer together. I'm still expecting the same thing out of all of them. The deeper we are, the better off we are. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I mean, I want all four lines to be able to go. So like if the Middlestead line does what they did last night, because they were rock solid in their checking, they were hard to play against, they were relentless on pucks, they're going to the net, they get a goal that way. And yeah, it's why we won. It's why we won 5-0. It's not one line or two lines. It's all four lines playing the same way within their ability.